From humble beginnings to becoming a global powerhouse, Nike's journey is a story of innovation, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. This is All Request History, the history of Nike. Nike Incorporated is a multinational corporation specializing in making sneakers, clothing, equipment, and accessories. In the early 1960s, a track and field coach at the University of Oregon named Bill Bowerman and a middle-class runner named Phil Knight, they shared a vision and they wanted to revolutionize athletic footwear. In 1964, they founded Blue Ribbon Sports, which initially operated as a distributor for the Japanese shoemaker Onitsuka Tiger, known today as ASICS. A little over a year later, Jeff Johnson, the first employee, opened a retail store in Santa Monica, California. Question: what is the origin of the name Nike? The answer is coming up. Years of Bowerman's relentless experimentation led to his creation he called the Waffle Trainer in 1971. Inspired by a waffle iron, his sneaker's sole provided better traction and cushioning, and it transformed the entire running shoe industry. Soon they ended their relationship with Onitsuka and launched their own line of footwear. Now, that famous Swoosh logo was designed by a friend of Phil Knight's. He gave Carolyn Davidson a job at $2 per hour in 1971 to help her pay for art classes she was taking at the Portland State University. When she was working there, Knight asked her if she could help design a logo for their new company. He turned down the first 4 designs, and when she presented the 5th one, the now globally famous Swoosh, Knight responded, "Well, I don't love it, but I guess it'll grow on me." Carolyn was paid $35 for the artwork, the idea, the sketch, and the exclusive rights to the logo. Now, you might be shaking your head thinking that's a shame. However, later on, the Nike Corporation not only gave her a swoosh-shaped ring, but also 500 shares of their stock. To put that into perspective, when Nike stock went public in 1980, it traded at $23 per share, and the highest it's ever traded was in 2021 at $172.49 per share. If Davidson sold her shares in 1980, doing the math, she would have about $86,245. Not a bad payday for designing a logo. By the way, the Nike swoosh is one of the most recognizable symbols in the world, along with the peace sign, the OK symbol, the golden arches, and even the bird you flip a driver when you get cut off, and the Nike swoosh. In 1972, Nike's first regular offering line of footwear was their running shoe called the Nike Cortez, and it became very popular. Through the 1970s and the 80s, Nike's innovative products and bold marketing strategies set them apart from every other shoe manufacturer. In the 80s, they hired an agency to come up with a slogan or a catchphrase. Ad man Dan Wyden had just heard a story about a death row inmate who was anxious about meeting his demise, and his last words were, "Let's do it." So Wyden changed one word, and "just do it" has been used ever since. Now, Nike's use of the word air for sneakers might have made us think that we could fly like Michael Jordan if we buy them, but in reality, an actual aerospace engineer named Frank Rudy had over 250 patents. One of them was an air-filled insole for shoes. 23 manufacturers rejected his airbag for sneakers idea until he approached Nike. They added the air-filled cushion soles to several of their designs, and the popularity was off the charts. After establishing partnerships with elite athletes like Michael Jordan and Bo Jackson, Nike created not just shoes but cultural icons. The birth of the Nike Air created a must-have shoe throughout the world. The Air Jordan line, first released in 1985, revolutionized sports marketing and sneaker culture, and it has grown ever since. They came up with the Air Force, Air Retro, Air Monarch, and Air Vapor Max, even the Air Pegasus. Throughout the 1990s, Nike expanded globally, becoming a dominant player in the sportswear industry. However, the company faced criticism and protests over labor practices in its overseas factories. Labor conditions and wages in China, Japan, Indonesia, and others were in question for several years. But according to a thesis written by a student at Stanford University, Nike's Phil Knight personally responded to these allegations and took swift corrective action. In 1998, Nike created strict regulations and company laws that Nike factories worldwide must obey. They conducted air testing, safety regulations, and business practices approved by OSHA. They raised wages and offered free education to all of its employees and developed many philanthropic outlets throughout the world. Now here's some Nike fun facts. Nike is an Emmy winner. They were presented the award for its commercial in 2000 and again in 2002. With a total of 62% share in sporting footwear, it's the largest athletic shoe company in the world. Nike is also a movie star. In 1989, Michael Keaton's Bat boots in the first Batman movie were designed by Nike, and Michael J. Fox's hoverboard shoes in Back to the Future, those were Nike creations as well. The very first pair of sneakers made by Bill Bowerman in 1971 were actually made with a hot waffle iron. And did you guess the origin of the name Nike? In 1971, even after the design of the Swoosh, Bowerman and Knight agreed their winning design should represent speed and winning. So, remembering a lesson from their Greek mythology class, they chose the name Nike, which is the Greek god of victory. In the 2000s, Nike focused on sustainability, providing greener carbon footprint factories, and continued to improve labor conditions. By the 2010s, Nike continued to innovate with new technologies and expanded its direct-to-customer business through online sales and branded stores. By 2020, Nike continued to be a leader in the sportswear industry, focusing on digital transformation and sustainability. Nike's journey from a small distributor to a global powerhouse is marked by innovation, strategic marketing, and a commitment to sports and athletes. So yeah, just do it.